Hello and welcome back to the Your Coach Play podcast with myself, Charlotte Lane of Charlotte Lane Coaching. I have a wonderful little gift for you guys today. She is sitting right next to me and she is called Carla. Hello, Carla.
Hello, Charlotte. I am the gift.
That took you by surprise, didn't it?
Yeah, I know.
You were stunned.
I was. Nice this. What's that about?
I have got Carla in to see me today and have a little sit down and a chat because I would like to talk to you guys a bit about trusting the process in quotation marks. Carla is one of my regular, I was going to say normal,
No.
regular weekly clients. So I see her all the time. I've also known Carla for a very, very, very long time.
Very long time.
Yes. So again, a bit like the warning that I issued with Jane first off. Please don't think this is how I talk to everyone on the gym floor. But Carla, thank you for coming in.
You are more than welcome. I'm excited.
You haven't got to be nice to me the whole time.
Oh, okay. I'll try not to.
For those of you that don't know you, that haven't seen you in the gym or heard you in the gym, can you give us a little bit of a background about yourself and maybe your experience with health and fitness?
So those of you who have seen me or definitely not heard me in the gym or actually witnessed me falling over
I was just going to say that.
in the gym because I'm probably the clumsiest person in there.
If you want to see the videos, I can send them to you.
It's a payment. So I've probably been coming to the gym regularly, I would say, probably the last 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years in probably about September time, won't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But previous to that, I dabbled at the gym, probably had 1 or 2 sessions a week at PT.
Not me.
Not with Charlotte, no. And that one really came about more about helping somebody out who was going through her PT training, needed somebody who was made of quite stern stuff because she was an individual that didn't have a lot of filters, but I'm good with not having people.
Yeah, explicit language warning, just in case.
And previous to that, I've not done a great deal. I've done a bit of like boot camp with a guy probably twice a week, and that was a small group in Wheatley. Got a lot from that actually, and more around the camaraderie and building relationships. But previous to that, nothing.
Because you're quite a social person. Shocker, right?
Social butterfly, me. Yeah.
All right, that was a stretch. Not quite what I said, but okay. But yeah, you are quite a social person.
Yes.
So I think it would be safe to say you walking into a gym environment or a class environment, it's not really something that was going to phase you or put you off going in.
So probably not phase me, but I would to an extent probably build myself up a little bit before going in, thinking, oh, well, what's it going to be like? Not used to this. You know, I think with anything that you start new, it can be quite daunting.
Yeah.
And you've got to get over that, and you've got to be like, come on, why are you coming to the gym? What are you wanting to get out of it? If you're just gonna sit about on your phone and not do anything, then that's not what you really joined the gym for.
If nothing changes, neither do you.
That's exactly right.
So you dabbled, like you said. You'd never. It wasn't a full lifestyle shift or anything like that previously.
Not a lot of commitment, let's say.
Fair. Yeah. Good summary. Yeah. So what I've written down, why did you come and see me? In brackets, don't say the pub.
Yeah. But it was the pub.
It was the pub now. It was the pub. Yeah.
I was looking for somebody because I'd obviously started having that little bit of PT beforehand, and then that fizzled out due to the individual PT instructor moving to Lincoln and continuing her studies. So I've sort of enjoyed that time, but I wanted to carry it on.
Yeah.
Obviously I was heading towards the big 5-0, and I just needed a bit of a change around myself, really. And then I spotted you
at the bar
in the hot pole. Anybody who is frequenting the hot pole probably sees it.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, and I just sort of thought, do you know what? Charlotte does PT.
Yeah,
Why don't why don't I have a bit of a chat?
I go for a glass of wine.
For a glass of a bottle of wine it ended up being, but between four of us.
Hello. Jeez.
But yeah, and that's where it sort of started from. Once you just sort of said, then have a bit of chat. Just have a look what you're currently doing, where you're at. And then it just grew from there, really.
So you, very similar to what we kind of touched on with Jane previously, you're in the gym now quite a lot. So you have had now that lifestyle shift, correct?
Yes.
So it is now part of your weekly routine.
Yeah.
But you didn't go in there literally guns blazing 5 times a week. This is me committing, blah, blah, blah. Like you built up to gradually as well.
I think we sort of said twice a week, didn't we? We were looking at like Mondays and Thursdays, was it?
Yeah, I closed my eyes, prayed to the Lord, asked if I could cope with that, and she said yes.
Sorry. God spoke and said, "You shall train this woman twice a week. You can do it. You're strong." But yeah, so twice a week, and then we were doing that probably for around about 6-9 months, maybe about 9 months, I think, wasn't it?
I'll be honest, I just black it out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 6 to 9 months for just twice a week. And then I started to think, do you know what? I probably need to put in a third.
Let's be active.
Yeah, let's do a bit more.
Let's see how much more Charlotte can take.
Yeah, and then Jane came in on the equation.
Well, yeah, because you train solo with me twice a week.
Yeah.
And then you have what is known as the danger session.
The danger.
Which is yourself and Jane training together with me.
Yeah, but we obviously have to think which is the danger. Are you in danger or are we in danger?
Or the rest of the gym.
Time it's you.
Yeah, agreed. Mm-hmm. But, so that's something else that if people are struggling to have the motivation to go by themselves or feeling nervous or haven't got the finances to train by themselves, there is the option to train with a person. And I'm going to go out on a limb here. It makes it more fun, right?
Actually, a lot more fun. Because if you're suffering, somebody else is suffering as well. Exactly. So, and actually we spur each other on really well.
Yeah.
And I think you get that when you're working out with somebody else, even if somebody's even if you're doing some weights and somebody's spotting you.
Yeah.
It's one of those sort of, somebody's there, so go on, give it a bit more, you can do it. And you think, she's like, well, I'm not going to fail. So if I don't fail, that means you're not going to fail as well, because I'll give you that back.
Well, because we all have those days where we're flagging a little bit, right?
Absolutely.
We all have those days where the energy reserves are very, very low.
Yeah.
So I think if you've got someone else there to bounce off, sometimes in your case, quite literally, but it helps. So what our question is going to be, because like you say, you've been doing this for almost coming up to a couple of years now, right?
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk to you about trusting the process, because it hasn't been a quick process.
No, definitely not.
It wasn't like you suddenly found fitness in your 50s. It wasn't like, you'd done it before.
Almost 50. I was. Almost.
Dramatic pause.
Yeah, we won't go into the conversation we had about somebody being quite old. And then I'm like, that's my age.
Don't get me in trouble. Oh yeah. But but you it was a process.
Yes.
And it's not like you. So the last 3 months, we touched on this before we kind of like press record. The last few months, I think it's fair to say you've had a lot of positive comments about, your physique change and how well you look. Oh, that was a compliment. But
so glad that's recorded.
You've been putting in the ugly that part. You've been putting in the work for a solid nearly couple of years.
Yeah.
And you have, oh God, another one. But you have been grinding. You've been showing up most of the time. You've been working your boobs off.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Yeah.
So it's deserved, but it wasn't not a quick process.
No, and I think the thing is that, oh God, I hate this as well. You always rely on the scales to tell you that you're doing well. What you don't do is you don't look at yourself.
Yeah.
and you don't see that strength coming through.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, I remember saying to you, God, I hate your shoulders and I hate my arms.
Yeah.
Now you will see me showing my shoulders.
Release the armpits.
Yeah, showing me arms and stuff like that. Because do you know what? We've worked really hard. I said we worked really hard.
That wasn't a
on
slip
those.
of the tongue. It was actually
It wasn't a slip of the tongue. You know, credit where it's due. I don't do comments. But it's, you automatically step on a scale and expect it to tell you that you've lost weight.
Yeah.
And you don't take that physical look, because a lot of the time I don't like looking at ourselves either in a mirror. You know, you always look at the areas that you absolutely hate first.
Yeah.
But what you don't look at is your backside and how that's lifted.
Yeah.
And you don't look at that crook of your back.
Yeah.
Where actually it's cinched in and it's giving you that really nice peachy bum.
It's not, I try not to, and I know it's really hard because it's like we are processed or programmed, should I say, to look at the scales.
Yeah.
But it's body composition. So it's increasing that lean muscle mass and dropping the fat.
Yeah.
That might not be shown on the scales, and it's changing the body shape. And we've spoken about this quite a lot in the gym, haven't we?
Yeah.
Like changing shapes and how much of a mental thing it can be to stop wearing certain styles of clothes.
Yeah, big
baggy
stuff.
t-shirts.
Yeah.
Because actually, when you've changed your shape, you don't see it unless you do change your wardrobe.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's a huge thing. I mean, how often do I mean, something as daft as my ankles. How little my ankles are. You know, and it's like, I'm really proud of my legs.
Yeah.
Because my legs have now got some really good shape. And generally speaking, I like to get my legs out now.
Yeah.
I mean, and when I go on holiday, I'm always one of those people that will wear a bikini, but this time I've just been.
Yeah.
And I felt great in my bikini.
Yeah. Yeah.
I felt great.
Yeah.
You know, and it's that body composition piece. I mean, I'm under no ways slim or necessarily skinny or anything like that, but I feel really strong.
Yeah.
I look at myself and I think I look strong.
Yeah.
And I feel strong.
Yeah. You're strong, you're fit.
Yeah.
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 You're not super balanced, but we'll not on that.
In head up. Balance, generally speaking. One foot in front of the other is sometimes a struggle. Sorry, go on.
It's not about me like that.
No, it's not.
Sorry. What do you think though? Because we have always focused on those small wins or those non-scale victories. But I've always kind of been in your ear to tell you that as well.
Yeah.
What do you think made it click for you from someone who had previously dabbled to then actually fully embracing and committing to gym life on the regular?
I think it was that positive body image sort of, you know, and you sort of saying, and when we do like the measurements and stuff like that, yes, you can think to yourself, oh, those trousers were a little bit bigger, but when you actually start measuring and thinking, do you know what? Yeah, I have lost that 2 inches off my waist and, you know, 3 inches off me hips.
Anyone that is feeling a little bit stuck or wanting to get started in it, I would always recommend taking measurements.
Yeah.
If you can't get the weight out of your mind, then you can take it as a point of reference, which I quite like doing, because you can look at the scales, say that you've lost no weight, do your measurement. So you could have lost 3 inches. So it kind of is a bit of an FU to the weight aspect when you see the inches falling off or changing.
Because the thing is as well is that if you're training hard, your muscles are going to weigh more anyway.
Yeah.
You know, so...
Yeah. A little basic composition chat for people that might not be aware, muscle weighs more than fat. So if you build muscle, you may put on weight. Like, there you go. That's it. So if you're working, I think when we was on with Jamie, we chatted a little bit about body image and, you know, diet culture and things like that. And I know I've spoke to you before about people that maybe rely on things such as Weight Watchers and Slimming World and things like that to lose weight. And if you're losing weight purely through diet, then that can work.
Yeah.
However, and I have been there firsthand, when you are tying that in with exercise, activity, strength training, when you are building lean muscle, there's nothing more disheartening than walking in jumping on the scales after working your arse off for a month and seeing the weight stay the same or go up a pound, when you've got Karen that's had fish and chips for the last 3 days and she's lost 3 pounds. Like, it's comparison is a root of all evil. You shouldn't do that anyway. Everyone's journey is different. But I think for something to just focus so much just on weight is negative.
And I think as well with like the calorie counting part.
Yeah, so you've focused quite
I've probably had that now for like the last 3 months. And actually, you think, oh, there's no way I can eat all them calories.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's swapping experiences within the gym as well. So I had quite a lengthy conversation with Lisa D in the gym, and she was like, oh, you must follow this person. She's really, really good. You know, because she's done spectacularly well, hasn't she?
There's so much great influences out there and information out there that's really, really useful. It's just being able to separate and distinguish the crap from the great. And if you can actually chat to other people about that, it's kind of one of the things why we kind of do this. It's good to have that support.
And that's that. The one thing I would say probably that I've got out of the gym is that support.
Yes.
So everybody is there for the same reason. They want to feel better. They want to lose weight, or they want to
get healthy, get
muscle, and do you know what? Get healthy,
improve their quality of life,
absolutely,
yeah.
You know, and you're all there for the one common goal is that you want to feel better.
Yeah, that's it. Common goal is to feel better.
Yeah.
It's not always to look better, but it's to feel better about yourself, feel better in your
whether
body.
that be mentally or physically. You want to feel better. And I would say I've got both of those things.
So would you say when you were maybe not seeing the physical results, you focused more on the mental results, psychological? Just trying to find a better way to phrase that. But the more psychological, the mental health benefits that it's bringing to you as well.
Yeah, because obviously work can be quite stressful at times as well.
Yeah, because you work full time.
Yeah, work full time. And it's one of those where actually you don't want to have to take that home either, because if you've had a really bad day, and I was talking to Jane about this earlier today, you know, if you've had
we need to stop talking about Jane.
I know, sorry.
Read the code word.
She'll be thinking, oh, I've got a second podcast.
Bad word.
But anyway, I was having a conversation, and it was just around
it's okay. I forgot.
Yeah, I'm a woman of an age. I'm a woman of an age.
You're having a lengthy conversation with she who shall not be named.
Yes.
In the gym. Oh, we've lost it, hadn't you?
Yeah, well done. It was really good.
You were talking about mental health benefits, I think.
Yeah, so when you're working hard and you come back, thanks so much for that, Charlotte. See, not just a PT, mental health advice. But come in, you don't want to take what you're going through at work home.
No.
And coming to the gym is that feeling of, do you know what? I'm going to feel better when I leave.
Yeah.
It's that I'm going to walk through those doors and have Charlotte say,
I'll leave all my shit with Charlotte.
Yeah, basically. I can't count, so I'll leave that with Charlotte. Charlotte can't count either. And you just go through a process of feeling physically and mentally better, because you might have had a bad day and you go home feeling...
You kind of release it off.
Push it off, don't you? Shake it off. Yeah.
It's like what's it called when you walk through those things and they spray you down? It's like the thing.
You're in a hazmat suit.
Yeah, like that.
Charlotte is our hazmat suit.
Toxic.
Yeah, but it just makes you feel so much better knowing you might not want to go to the gym every day.
Yeah.
But you go because you know how you're going to feel at the end of it.
Yeah.
How you're going to feel on your way home.
That is literally why I have the motivation, or when I have the lack of motivation, that's why I go. It's not thinking about how rubbish I feel before I go sometimes. It's knowing how much better I'll feel after, and then also how much I will regret if I don't go.
Yeah.
Because if I'm in a crappy headspace or whatever, I know that going to the gym will help. So if I don't go to the gym, well, that was in my control. I could have changed that. I could have made myself feel a little bit better just by getting up off my arse, doing something.
Yeah. Because even if you haven't got a PT session, but actually you think, do you know what? I just need to release a bit of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
take that negative energy, just
even if you just go cross training for a bit or
movement. I always say movement.
Yeah.
Movement is the friend. Has there been any times over the last couple of years when you felt like just jacking it in?
Absolutely not.
That's really rare.
Absolutely not.
Because I love seeing
you. Yeah, right. Do you know what? Like I said, there's times when I thought to myself, I don't want to go to the gym.
Yeah.
I don't want to go. I feel sick. I feel like shit.
Yeah.
It's my language.
It's okay. This is a safe space, safe language.
Yeah. Or you've had a really shit day at work, but actually you still go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think there's that part of your brain that, or my brain in particular, is that you don't want to ever be the same as what you were before you started at the gym.
Yeah.
And I mean, 2 weeks holiday is that's hard enough.
Well, that's one of the massive wins that I've noticed. Like, you literally take your gym kit on holiday.
Yeah.
And you exercise. Okay, it might be like once a week.
Yeah, once.
But that's huge.
And they're 5 out of 7 days.
Yeah. No, to take your gym kit on holiday and actually exercise to go to the gym on holiday is a massive thing.
Yeah.
A massive thing. Vast majority of people do not do that.
Yeah. But it's routine for me, which really, really helps. B, I don't ever want to be the same as what I was 2 years ago.
When you say the same as what you was 2 years ago, in what respect?
I think all. Body, mind, spirit,
mood.
Yeah, mood. I think you're now quite a good mood when I get to this.
You are, to be fair.
Still, I don't get that. But yeah, it's just that. Why put all this effort in?
Yeah.
For 5 out of 7 days a week, probably 50 weeks of the year.
Yeah.
For it all to just go out the window for 2 weeks.
And I think
it sounds crazy. I mean, I would never have ever thought that I was this person.
Yeah. Sure, you're that person.
Yeah.
No, but I think you did it so correctly because you built up to it. You got the routine. You took the decision-making process out of it because it was then your routine and your schedule. And you committed so much of yourself for so long that you then have seen all these positive changes that now you can use that as your reason to stop because you don't want to go back to where you were.
Yeah.
But it has took a chunk of commitment and time to get you to that place. Yeah. But you found something that works for you. You found several things that work for you. You know, shit. Oh, and I said the F word.
She's the first.
We said not to say the F word. I am bad influence.
So just make you feel comfortable, Charlotte.
Yeah, that's one word for it. Is there any, so if anyone listening or if anyone hears this, would there be, a specific piece of advice that you would give to people that either were thinking of starting to make some healthy changes in their life, or maybe people that are feeling a little bit stuck or like they want to give it, because there will be stages where you plateau, and people's willingness to keep going sometimes starts to drop.
So people who are probably finding that they're in a plateau, just got to keep going.
Yeah.
And actually, do you know what? Just change one thing.
Yeah.
Because that one PT. Yeah. And everyone does, yeah.
You didn't threaten all the time.
But just change one thing, or just add something in.
Yeah.
You
can keep it fresh by trying another class, or asking to incorporate a different style of training.
Yeah.
Or changing your day, training with a friend.
Yeah.
Like there's loads of options.
There is.
Yeah.
But just because the worst thing is as well, I think sometimes is that you can feel quite bored when you're at a gym.
Yes.
And, especially if you're in your own world with your headphones on and...
Well, I think there's two types of people typically. So let's say I'm type 1.
Yeah.
Jane is type 2.
She can channel.
Jane is someone that constantly needs to be like stimulated.
Yeah.
Like she needs someone to keep her going and keep her in check. She's, again, I'm going to say the F word, she's fucking hard work. But she don't care that I can't count, so it's fine. But like you kind of need that constant, that stimulation, that physical stimulation. Whereas personally, I like the monotony and the routine. And when I go and train myself, the headphones are in, and I like knowing I'm going to do the same thing on a Tuesday every single week, and my routine is going to be the same thing on a Thursday every single week. I like that.
But do you think that, so here's my question for you. Do you think that's because you probably integrate with so many other people in the gym, that is your routine?
Yes, I'm a massive control freak.
Really?
And you might not notice about me, but I'm a control freak, and I need things that like calm my nervous system and things like that. And I have a very sociable job. So I then go quite insular when I train, and I like to switch off from everything and kind of turn off my thought process a little bit. Whereas I know sometimes people just need that escapism, but through kind of maybe more fun channels. So I get the fun and the energy from the spin classes, the air classes and things like that. So I don't need that so much from my training. I need the calm and just the quiet and things like that. Whereas, some people need the fun.
Yeah. So it was for people who are like and just starting out.
Yeah.
Just do it. Hardest thing's walking through the door.
Yeah.
Honestly, that is the hardest step you will ever take.
Yeah.
And
you'll probably walk in and see a lot of like-minded people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think the great thing about our gym, it's just
shout out to Club Energy.
It's just that so many different people.
Yes.
There's not that feeling of you've only got ultra fit people who are always doing weights and bodybuilding and stuff like that. Do you know what? It's real.
Yeah.
There's people there and women especially, that have got mascara running down their faces.
Yeah.
Because they've worked really hard.
Real people, like real experiences, real sweat systems. Yeah.
Yeah. Snot, all sorts, people tripping over.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't ever think that you're gonna, be that one idiot that does something daft. We've got several.
Yeah.
And we train with me.
Yeah. And you know what? The good thing is you can laugh about it.
Exactly.
There's not that, laughing behind doors. You see who's done something. It's there. It's in the moment.
We don't take it too seriously, do we?
No.
We understand, there are serious aspects, and we understand there might be serious conversations or serious reasonings behind things.
Yeah.
But we don't take it too seriously.
No.
And we have a little bit of a giggle.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that's your advice. Just effing do it.
Yeah. Just like I say, just take it. Even if you really unsure if it's the right thing that's for you,
you don't know it's not.
You don't know until you try. Yeah.
And keep trying. So please don't think that just because that's not for you, there is another option.
Yeah.
There's so many things that you can do and try.
And again, it's not about always being on the gym floor. No. Classes and stuff.
Yeah.
The
classes are great in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's your addition. So you train with me 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And you do more than a couple of classes, but a couple of days of classes.
Yeah.
So don't worry, I know your schedule. You do classes on a Thursday night, and a Saturday morning, and a Sunday morning.
Yeah, when I haven't got nails or hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're the only days you can fit stuff in. Anyway.
Have you got anything else you'd like to add to our lovely listeners, or any questions you'd like to ask me? I can give you the details for the PTs if you want.
No, I'm not going to give you a satisfaction. I think probably just a bit of a shout out to everybody.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't be where I am today and still moving forward.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for everybody that I come across in that gym.
Yeah. Yeah. There are some fabulous people there. They're excellent. Such a solid, strong community of people there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, so thanks, guys and gals.
Welcome.
Not just Charlotte.
No, that was a communal welcome.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah.
That wasn't me taking all the glory.
All right. Well, it's just
to clarify.
No, but I don't. Well, you know, I often ask you questions anyway when we're on the gym floor.
Yeah, you do. Often appropriate ones.
Oh, you know.
Yeah. But no, that's okay.
You know, I've asked Charlotte if I've got a saggy bottom.
Yeah.
Show you.
It's hard to make it so you haven't.
You know, so to an extent, it's but no, I just I think it'll be wheeling me out in a box. I think that'll probably be gonna.
I mean, as your qualified personal trainer, that's kind of what I try really hard not to do. I try and keep you alive and breathing if I can.
And the other thing is as well, I would say, is that although you push really hard, it's never anything that you know I can't cope with.
Yeah, I'm a pusher.
Yeah.
But no,
that's how we grow, right?
100%. You've kind of got to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And you've got to be willing to go outside your comfort zone.
Yeah. But the thing is as well, you don't even know it's out of your comfort zone. And even the stuff that you hate from personally, even if there's a bit of equipment you hate, you know, you've got to master it, right?
That is one of the things that I use to gauge like improvements in the gym. So an exercise that you typically would have hated and tested before and struggled with, you can literally then do.
Yeah. Like, you might not always like it, but you just get on with it.
But nice to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you can do like 10 minutes on the step.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I know I've sometimes shielded the plus button from
like a big gauge for like improving fitness, typically the Stairmaster.
Yeah.
Like people will avoid it like the plague, then they'll do 2 minutes and 3 minutes, and then they're chatting to me because they've just done 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Or certain exercises like mountain climbers, inchworms, like planking. You know, like I asked you to do an interim like a year ago, and you looked at me like you wanted to stab me in the face. Whereas now, you still look at me like that whilst you do 10 inchworms. So, progress.
Yeah.
Progress.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank you. Well done for not dropping an F-bomb.
Yeah. It wasn't me.
It was me. Thank you for making the journey to come and see me. Thank you for being reasonably pleasant to me whilst being recorded.
Always nice.
If anyone has any follow-up questions for myself or Carla based on our chat, please let me know. Feel free to pop a message over. I'm sure Carla will be back on anyway at some point because she's in my life all the time.
We could do a danger one.
Oh, good Lord, why? Oh, gosh.
Let's have a vote.
Oh, gosh. Right, okay, poll. Who would like me to have a podcast with Carla and Jane? So a danger podcast. So you can get insight into what it's like on a Wednesday evening for me on the gym floor.
Those of you that haven't witnessed it.
Oh, stay out of the gym at that time, seriously. Thank you for coming on. I'll see you tomorrow anyway.
Yes.
Thank you for listening. And we'll be back soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.